Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about the minimum that Uber has set, which is $3 deliveries. This is when a delivery is basically really close by, at least for their standards, and they only give you $3. And this is something that I've seen a lot on Reddit. I've seen a lot of just discussions about this, and I really truly believe that we should be updated to $5 for those short trips. It should be at least a minimum of five. And the reason why I say this is that, especially on Craigslist, I was looking on Craigslist and I saw an advertisement for Uber, and it basically said that you can make up to $15 to $25 per hour. When I saw that, I said, wait, no, that's bullshit, because in real reality, if I was to take, let's say, the $3 orders back to back, you can only realistically take up to three of the $3 orders back to back. That I'm talking like, basically I take a McDonald's, it takes me down the block, I drop it off $3, and then it chains off into another one and another one. You can only realistically do three because it takes about 15 minutes. It takes about 15 minutes per delivery. And then this is not counting in whether or not they gave you the apartment number, they gave you the gate code, you have to call them up and you have to sit there waiting. That kind of stuff adds into the time. So if a delivery lands up going over 15 minutes and it's only worth $3, it lands up not being worth it anymore. Especially since the McDonald's orders especially are like notorious for having the customers not tip you. And this is something I see consistently. And the only reason why I even take McDonald's orders is when it's really early in the morning. Let's say it's 7 o'clock in the morning up until about right now, which is going into lunch, which is 11. Once it hits lunch, I never take McDonald's orders anymore. And there's a reason for this, and it's because people don't tip. And I don't understand why you would order out for someone to deliver you food and not even throw them at least a couple bucks. You know what I mean? Like, it's so goddamn like, Let's say if I was making the $3 order and they threw me $2, I made my five right there, which I would be happy with. I'm honestly happy with $5 at least, because if I made two deliveries basically during that hour and I had two fives, one five here, one five here, that entire hour at least equals to $10 an hour, which is a better minimum than making only like $6 per hour, making like below minimum wage, which is extremely bad. And I don't say this to discourage you guys from doing Uber or anything, and I'm not like hating on Uber. I'm just being like critical towards, like, just the constructive I'm like stumbling my words today. The constructive criticism, basically. I don't believe that this $3 order is very good at all. Right now, I'm doing a $3 order. I have to go pick it up, so I will be right back. All right. So I just got back here. So it's pretty close by, this delivery, so it's not a big deal. But basically, just going back to the topic. Right now I'm going to be doing a delivery, and this one isn't bad because it's going to an actual, like, a business. So usually when the delivery is going to a business, they usually tip, at least from what I've seen. When it goes into like an apartment complex, this is when it gets kind of fishy. Like, this is when it gets kind of like, do they have money or don't they? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it basically goes into that whole subject. So pretty much at this point right now, it's going into kind of rush hour-y because everybody's trying to get out of their jobs to scramble and get some lunch, which makes it kind of difficult with the traffic out here too. So this is something that adds to that extra time of you just kind of like twiddling your thumbs, waiting in traffic, and then only getting a $3 delivery at the end of it with no tip. So this is something that, this is why I wish that Uber would up it to at least five, because it will make it more realistic in that whole fashion of like actually trying to like get that goal of the $15 per hour at least. Because when you factor in your expenses, your expenses come out to, I always calculate it in the way of, I'm spending $20 in gas every single day. And then I'm not counting oil changes. I'm not counting any of that shit, which I'm lucky because I get free oil changes from my dealership. So it makes it one less thing to worry about. But I did take this car, which I'm getting rid of this car, to the dealership for an oil change a few weeks ago, or at least a week ago. And they told me that I had to replace the brakes and all sorts of shit, and it came out to almost like $600 worth of stuff, which I'm glad I'm getting rid of this car, but it's still like, that sucks, you know. And these are the expensive that come in while you keep doing jobs like this. And it's not just Uber. This is literally any delivery job you could possibly imagine. I used to do pizza delivery back in the day, and that was the same deal. But the thing was that's different about working for a place like Domino's or working for like a Papa John's or, you know, something like that. The benefit to that is that you're making an hourly rate on top of you getting your actual tips, you know, and your delivery fee. So basically the delivery fee is what Uber is paying us. And then on top of that, we're paying for tips, you know. So that's the only downside, literally, with Uber, is that you're relying 100% on somebody to tip you. And that's such a wrong way to like do it. And I know probably Uber is losing out on money, having to pay us and also take their cuts. But like, at the same time, you gotta treat your employees and make them want to stay, because otherwise, like, what the fuck? Like, why will we work for you? You know what I mean? And realistically, we can go get a regular job, and I know that. But I like this because I get the flexibility of working whenever the hell I want. That's literally the only benefit to working a job like this, like Uber, DoorDash, all these things. So you gotta kind of just like deal with it, I guess. But at the same time, it's kind of messed up that they're getting away with stuff like this. They could pretty much get away with murder at this point. This is why I'm gonna be eventually doing eBay, like seriously, like going into places like Goodwill, going into places like, you know, TJ Maxx, whatever has like an actual clearance, garage sales. Buy as much stuff as I can so I can flip it on eBay, flip it on Amazon Marketplace, you know, all those places. And then I'm gonna make videos focused on that, because what I would love to do eventually is do that full time instead of doing Uber. So I'm just letting you guys know what's happening. That basically right there is going to be something that could be good for you guys too. I mean, if you ever are interested in trying something like that, it's very risky, of course. Anything in entrepreneurship land is going to be, you know, risky. But even this job we're doing right now is risky. What if I'm sitting in the parking lot for like hours and don't get a delivery? You know, it's the same concept. I'm not getting paid per hour. So yeah, at the end of the day, I just wish that Uber would actually like up their rate, because right now we are getting paid minimum wage, under minimum wage in some cases, most cases actually. If I have a bad day, it's a detriment to my whole week, you know what I mean? And this is something that just really ruins it, and it makes it terrible. But I've had good weeks. Sometimes I have good days. I have bad days. The weekends are always really good for me. Those are the days that I really go hardcore. And I'll do like a 12, 14-hour shift if I can. And yeah, but anyway, good luck on the roads. I know a lot of you guys are doing Uber and you're messing around with all those apps. I'm really trying to, I've been meaning to get onto Grubhub and see if I can get on other apps so I can do multiple apps at the same time, because I feel like that would help. And then also doing like the eBay, like I want to get into the eBay series. So look forward to those videos in the future. And anyway, if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. See you on the next one. All right, later y'all.